Because if you was genuinely my friend, you would push me to do better and want to do better with my life and don't lead me down the wrong path.
I'm not saying like I choose not to have friends.
As an adult, meeting new people that are like-minded, that have the same interests, that you connect with, that you click with, is very hard.
You know the saying that success is really lonely, or the grind is very lonely? These sayings are basically just saying you're gonna outgrow a lot of the people you know right now. And the people that you're around, more than likely you're not really gonna have much in common the more you grow. But is this saying something bad about you, since now you no longer have anything in common with the people that you're around? Well, a lot of people are experiencing this stuff, and it's kind of hard to stomach that, dang, I might have to fall out with my best friend since I've had since I was a child, or a family member that we was really close growing up.
And when I say I don't have no friends, I'm not saying like I choose not to have friends. I think I just don't gravitate towards the wrong crowd, because the crowd of friends I was hanging around didn't go down a path I wanted to go down, and I wasn't interested in those things that they wanted to be interested in. So, I just split ways. I really didn't even have friends for real. It was just school buddies.
I understand that it may be hard to let go of friends that you grew up with. Friends that like y'all had real loyalty together for your whole life. Because if you let go of those friends, you probably got to replace them. Now you don't really know if you could trust your new friends or not, like how you could trust the friends that you grew up with. But sometimes you really got to look at your friends and ask yourself, although I really want this dude to grow, or although I really want this girl to grow in the same direction as me, are they growing? Are they even seeking out that level of growth that I'm trying to reach? Especially like a best friend. If y'all been friends for a long time and this friend has not grown, like they have not grown from the college days, like they still are stuck in their college days in their head. The thing about that friend, usually you'll go to a best friend or a friend for advice. So now when you go to this friend for advice, you are basically asking your college day understanding for an opinion on a new level that you're at in your life. So in other words, this person's opinion has not grown strong enough to benefit anything that you have going on. So in return, it could possibly slow you down.
Real friend will put you in a situation where you got to fall out with them. If you feel like that you got to fall out with one of your homies or one of your friends because they put you in a situation where you wasn't comfortable in, well, that's a sign. If I'm choosing to think about my life and how I want to go on my life, bro, you can't stop that. Like some of y'all friends be putting y'all some shit, bro, y'all can't get yourself out of. And y'all choose to constantly hang with these people because y'all got history and relationship with them. Then once y'all get into it with each other, all them people who you was around is no longer around you. That's why I say don't live for other people, bro. Live for yourself. You don't live for your fucking friends. Nigga, friends are temporary. Are you going to choose the path that your friends want you to go on in life, or you going to choose your own? Nigga, I'll follow with 1,000 niggas if they lead me in the wrong direction in my life I don't want to go in. Then once you cut them people out your life, you going to be so grateful for the path that you did not go down. Nigga, if you put me in a situation where I got to cut you off, it's going to happen. Because if you was genuinely my friend, you would push me to do better and want to do better with my life and don't lead me down the wrong path.
Life really gets sad and lonely when you have to cut off all of your favorite people because everybody is just being stagnant. And you even being stagnant by being around these people, so you got to like let their ass go. But life becomes even more difficult when you exit stage left and you go and you start to grow and develop, and then you come back around these people and bitch, it's like you just talked to them the same day. It's like nothing has changed. They have not elevated. They have not grown. And so you still can't let them back into your space. You still can't let them back into your life because now you can clearly see why you had to distance yourself from them to begin with. Like, that shit is lonely and it's like aggravating because as an adult, meeting new people that are like-minded, that have the same interests, that you connect with, that you click with, is very hard. It's not easy. And so you'll end up just being friends with yourself and with your mom.
I want to hit 2,000 likes. We did really good on the last video. I think it's at like 3,000 likes, 2 videos ago. And it did numbers. Like, I think the algorithm really likes when y'all hit that like button. So please hit that like button. Falling back from certain friend groups could really feel like a breakup. Like, especially if y'all been friends for a long time, it could feel like a long-term relationship that you had, and now you guys are breaking up. You're so used to calling these people. You're so used to being a part of whatever social experiences they have, y'all experience together. It's one of the hardest things to do. But sometimes you have to sit back and ask yourself, what is really holding us together as friends? Is it the history that we had? And then if it's the history that we have, what kind of history do we have? Were we friends when we were 19 years old, so we kind of hold on to those memories and now try to repeat those memories at an age of like 25 or an age of 28? Are we still trying to live out old days, or are we progressing into the new thing? For a lot of people that want to stop drinking or stop smoking, or they want to level up in their life just in general, a lot of y'all are struggling with that is because your friends that you're around is not on that. It's not to say anything bad about your friends, but part of you removing certain things out of your life, you have to remove the people that are doing that thing out of your life too, or distance yourself so you don't feel encouraged to try to do that thing. And if that is a real friend, if that's a real solid friend, if you say, yo, look, I don't want to drink no more, so I don't really want to be at the bar or anything like that, or I don't want to smoke no more, so I'm not going to be, matching up with y'all or anything like that. If your friendship falls to the wayside, if that friendship fails, that means that friendship was thriving off of something that was unhealthy. If you're trying to make a healthy change for yourself in your life, and you tell your friends, yo, I can no longer do that, and you catch yourself seeing these people less, that means that relationship was thriving off of something that was unhealthy. So you falling back was the best thing you can do for yourself. It's gonna suck, and the other 4 people in the group chat are gonna look at you like you're wrong, or they're gonna look at you like there's something wrong with you. But growth is an individual experience. It's not for everybody to understand. In order for you to maintain a friendship with somebody that you grew up with, more than likely you have to maintain a version of yourself that you actually want to grow out of, because the fear of ever looking like, dang, I switched up. People saying, oh, I switched up. Oh, you're acting different. But let me ask you a question. If I'm skinny and I go into looking buff, didn't I switch up? Didn't I do something different? Haven't I switched from who I was, that version of me, to a new version? Switching up is not bad. It's called growth. We get acting fake mixed with I've grown out of who you know me to be. I've grown out of the commonalities that we once had. I don't do that stuff no more. There is nothing wrong with falling out with friends that you have unhealthy attachments with.
It is okay to outgrow people. They can see you growing. They can see you're changing. They can see you don't come around no more. They can see you don't get involved with this no more. They can see your language changing. They can see your schedule changing. What's so important is to not shame someone because you outgrew them, but invite them on a journey to grow with you.
You make them self-reflect. That's why they hate you. They can't be around you. They can't hide their emotions around you. They hate that you make them self-reflect. They can't wear a mask around you, bruh. You open all of their defenses. And this goes to show that society and the people you're around, toxic people, because this is just a lesson. This is actually like facts. There's 5% of toxic people that are in your life. There's 5% of the people you mess with are all toxic. And you make people look at themselves and look at what they're doing and question what they're doing. And they don't like that because you know how to control yourself. You know how to say, all right, I'm not going to mess with this person. You know how to not do the things that you know the devil are trying to get you to do. But these people, they don't. They just keep following the matrix. They keep following what they think is cool or what they want to do to fit in. But you so different. You come in and you're just a whole different vibe. And they're like, where did this guy come from? Like, why is he like this? Why can't he just be normal? Why can't she just be normal? Okay, yeah. Why can't we just keep following the devil? Why can't we just keep, you feel me, following lust, beating our meat every day, and doing devilish shit to get over on people? Nah, we can't be normal. You know what I'm saying? Wait, so we gotta be normal. We gotta be like the Matrix. No. And that's the thing. This is not me saying that the chosen ones are perfect. We just aware.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about myself. So I had my daughter, my first child, when I was 19 years old. So I was in college, first semester of college. I was very young. So at that time, I had to do a shift before all of my friends. Like, I had to take life a lot more serious than a lot of my homies was taking life at the time. I mean, rightfully so. We was 19 years old, wasn't even legal to drink. You know, we were still kids. But at that time, I remember trying to tell my friends a lot of the stuff that I was learning, like about adulthood. I had to fast forward my learning in order to be sharp enough to be a parent at such a young age. And I remember just telling my friend what I've learned and seeing the things that they were into, the mistakes that they were making, whether it was running up credit cards, being around the wrong people, even committing crimes, like just crazy stuff. And I just remember just thinking like, dang, yo, I don't really fit in with my friends anymore. Like, I feel like an outcast. And there was times where I would get around them and I would try to act as if I didn't have the sense that I knew I had, just so I could fit in. What I had to become comfortable with was the growth that I have done within myself. Even though those that are around me, they weren't on that same level, I had to be fine with that. Now that I'm 10 years later from that 19-year-old that I was at that time, a lot of those friends asked me for advice. While back then, I kind of felt like, dang, I need a shift and be more like my friends. You know, these are my homies. Like, I don't fit in no more. I need to change myself. I kept thinking I had to change myself. Here I am 10 years later, and people are always asking me for advice. I'm constantly being able to give people advice and helping them grow through the mistakes that I was avoiding when I was 19 years old. So I say all that to say sometimes it's good to just fall back from your friends. Let them see what you have created in your alone time. A lot of the great work that is done, we're thinking about LeBron James, these athletes, whoever you deem to be great, they did these things by themselves. We congratulate people for what they do when nobody is watching. So stop feeling like in order for you to do what you want to do in life or be successful in life, somebody else has to agree with what you're trying to do. The people around you also has to be on that same page. If they're not on it, by all means, go do what you got to do. Like, I remember when I was getting ready to join the military, I had so many family members, friends telling me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Here I am 10 years later, a lot of accomplishments that started or stemmed from me going through my military experience, whether it's my discipline, whether it's my house, whatever. But the people that didn't understand, I had to leave them where they were, leave to go grow, and then come back. And now people congratulate me for the growth that I've done. So you falling out with people because they're not on the level that where you're trying to go is okay. There is nothing wrong with you. You're growing. You are not supposed to remain the same. You are not supposed to be the same person from when y'all met. If that person still wants to smoke weed and just sit around, that person just wants to drink every weekend, if that person just wants to go out all the time, if that person, every time they get some money, they just want to go splurge on some stuff that you don't agree with, you do not have to be around that person. If you hang around a group of people that's not good with money, if you make better decisions with your money, they're gonna make you feel dumb. Why aren't you splurging on materialistic things? This is what we do. Like, what are you doing? But now if you get around people that's good with money, they understand money, they allow money to work for them, they're gonna make you feel like you're making a good decision, which is why you should never conform to a group of people if you've known you outgrown that thought process that that group of people has.
It's okay to outgrow people. Best friends, family, relationships, whatever. Sometimes the paths start together, but they end differently. But that's life. I know it hurts, I know it sucks, but what will be, will be. There's nothing you can do that can change it.
If you now look at your friends and you say, you know what y'all are doing is childish, I'm proud of you. Because that means that you have grown. Only way you can outgrow a group of people is to say, I have grown. So instead of kicking yourself and getting down on yourself because you're like, man, it's just not the same when I talk to these people. Man, we used to have fun in college. We used to have so much fun in high school. It just doesn't feel the same. Trust me, I have the same experience. I get on the phone with certain people and I'm like, I don't even know what to talk to you about. I'm like, yo, text me, you know, because this is just an awkward experience to just sit on the phone just off of the sake that, okay, we used to be really good homies. But this version that I am right now, I don't want to talk about drama. I don't want to just have senseless conversation. I'm not good at that. Now, I mean, I want to talk about stuff about substance and growth. Certain people get on the phone and all they want to talk about is their problems. okay, what's the solution? You ask them what's the solution, they give you more problems, as if they want to live in their problems. So by all means, I have nothing to talk to you about. You know, I have outgrown this level of thinking. If I have a problem, I am gonna follow it with a solution, or I'm working towards a solution. I'm not just festering in a problem, and that's what this conversation is gonna be about. So anyways, y'all, it's your boy Ty Boogie. Comment below. Let me know, have you grown out? Also subscribe, turn on my post notifications, all that good stuff, man. But I want to hear from y'all. Join my Discord. We can continue this conversation in the Discord. I want to see y'all network in the Discord too. If y'all looking for new friends just to hit up, even if it's just a pen pal. But until next time, man, I'm out of here. Peace.